All right, good evening. Once again, the chairman, Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center, our legal department, co-comments and reviewers, and Queen Mrs. Solushola, live from my Ikeja Allen Avenue branch, will have a case of child neglect or children neglect reported by Mrs. Ajoke Osagiedi against Mr. Chris Osagiedi, who is based in Benin. The complainant is live in our office. Please join us as we interview her and contact the defendant for a peaceful resolution. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on Access to Justice TV and follow us on our Facebook page of Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center. For more useful information, visit our website on www.hrdac.org.ng. Once again, good evening. And please stay put, share, like, and let your comment be meaningful and reasonable. All right, madam, can we hear from you, please? What is the issue? You speak up.
Okay. I was married to Mr. Chistain Negleted.
You know you have a bad tone, so you need to speak up.
I was married to Mr. Chistain Negleted. My name is Ajoke Osagiedi. I was married to Mr. Chistain Negleted. We did our court wedding.
I don't have mic here.
We did our court wedding in Abuja. That was after my son. That was after when I had my son. So I was heavily pregnant for my daughter when he took me to registry. And we both knew we were both AS. But ever since the parent knew we were both AS, more usually the mom, she has been communicating in my home until they finally chased me out from my home, dragging my two kids with me. They collected my car, collected my shop from me. So I relocated back to Lagos and he sent my things back to Lagos. Ever since then, he neglected the children. He didn't send the children to school. So I had to put my kids in school. That's in government school, that's my capacity. So that has been the case.
Hmm?
That was what happened, ma.
As I'm talking, I'm just confused. I don't even know what you talk. I don't know what you say. I don't know your statement, and I don't know what you're talking about. To even know this is your statement.
My statement is I was married
To who?
to Mr. Chistain
Where?
Negleted in Benin. That was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
That was in Abuja. We had our wedding in Abuja.
Mm-hmm.
That was after my son's birth. I was heavily pregnant for my daughter when we went for the wedding in Abuja. And we both knew we were both AS before he took me to registry. So after then, when the mother knew we were both AS, she has been communicating in my home until she finally sent me packing from my home.
What happened to the kids? Are the kids sickle cell?
It's just my daughter that is sickle cell. She has never been healed for once. She's okay. She's fine. So they finally chased me away from my home, trying to drag my kids from me, and I didn't release my kids. I used my last strength to release my kids. It was in the night that it happened. I slept in my shop for 3 days in Benin.
How can you just say they come and they just chase you out of the house? What led
Yeah,
to that?
she
You
came-
guys are too fond of abbreviating stories and come to paint something in
She
front of
came-
me here.
Yeah,
Did the woman just come to your place and just remove the kids from you or throw you out of the house?
and trying to cut the long story short.
It's
that was
not about
what happened.
cutting the long story short. You must say exactly what happened for one to know how to go about the matter.
Okay, she used to come to my home, and whenever she's coming, she will not tell me she's coming. She will even cook and bring it down to my home. Okay, the last coming she came, but before she came, I heard her. My husband was doing his masters in Uniben, so I heard their conversation. The phone was on speaker. I heard their conversation. The phone was on speaker. My mother-in-law told him that she's going. There's nothing anybody can tell. Anything that wants to happen is going to happen. She's going. That was the conversation. So, and my husband replied, nothing wey she wan do now, she go go. She don already know say she go go. So she came and started having, when she now finally came, she started putting all sort of attitudes and all that. So I was on my own. My husband started bringing issues, started dragging and all that. So that was how she came to me. Was like, my son, now your mate, this that. She slapped me. From there, they started giving me, I don't understand their language, so they started dragging with me. And when I saw that the dragging was too much, I went to the living room. From there, they started dragging my kids, and I saw the door open. So that was how I managed to take my two kids, and they were still dragging from me. I dragged my two children, and they pushed me out. So I went to my shop that night to sleep because there was nowhere to sleep, and I don't want to sleep in anybody's place and put problem on that person because I don't want them to say, okay, she has gone to a man's house to sleep. So I went to my shop directly. I slept my shop for 3 days before my dad now called me, and I explained everything to him because they took my phone from me, my car key, they took it from me. So and now my dad now called me. I explained everything to him. I explained everything to him, and he said I should find my way back to Lagos. I told him I don't have transport, so I started begging money from people.
Hold on. Your mother-in-law came to your house
Yes, ma'am.
and you overheard her talking
Before she came down to Benin,
yes.
I heard the conversation with my husband. The phone was on speaker,
Yeah.
that she is going,
Going where?
that I'm leaving the home. Even before then, they've been doing a lot of things. Even there was one day my husband called me. Before then, he called me that it seems people does not like me, that I should go back to my people in Lagos. He didn't know I was recording. I had that record on my phone. So he told me to go back. I said, can I go back to my people? It's not possible. So, but this last one that happened that I'm explaining to you. So I heard the conversation before she came down to Benin.
Are they against it that because you are AA or is your character
They
or
gave
something
me,
else?
yeah, they gave me one, they said I'm AS, he's AS. Two, they said I'm Yoruba, he's Benin, that we are not compatible. And three, they now said I'm from a Muslim background. Though I've converted to a Christian, I already did my baptism, that's in Winners. We attend same church. So they were like, no, I am sharpening iron that we can't get married. So they were just giving me all sort of excuses and all that. And my husband knew all this before we got married. It's just the AS. So when I got to Benin, he told me specifically, he said it's AS, that if I'm AS, that we can't get married. Truly, I took that courage. I went to the lab. I went for my test. And they ran test for me and it came out AA. After running the test, it came out AA. I presented the test to him. So after giving birth to my son, it was after my son's birth, we went for another checkup. Is that how we should all go for checkup? We went for checkup. Me and him, they said we can't run on my son. That it will keep changing until he's that's 18 months. So yeah, that's a year and 6 months. So we now went back to where I did the test. When we went back, the girl that ran the test for me is no more there. So they now checked their record. Thank God for the record. They saw the dates, they addressed everything on my number. That was how the man knew that yes, truly I came to do the test. So the man now said, okay, what is happening? We explained to him. He now ran the test and found out we are both AS. And we both knew we were both AS before they came for my introduction in Lagos.
But you said you did your test.
Yes, in
You were
Benin.
AA.
Yes, he brought out AA.
Eh?
He brought out AA.
So how did he not know that you are AS? You said after your baby,
My son, yes, my
that was when he
father-in-law, yes, now
So what
sent
are you
me and
contracting?
him, we
Yes.
should all, and our son, that we should all go back
Yes.
for checkup.
Yeah.
So we now went back to St. Philomena. We went to check our status. So he now brought out AS for him, me AS. Then our son, they now said we should come back, that it will keep changing, not until 18 months. So we couldn't run tests for him. We only ran for the both of us. So when we now find out that we are both AS, then he now said, where did I do that test that brought out AA? Now went
Don't
back
hit
there.
it.
When we now got there, the lady that was there before, she's no more there, that ran the test. So we now met the owner of the place. So when we now got there, it was, yes, Ojeme laboratory. So when we now got there, we explained what happened to the man. He now said, okay, we should hold on. He took my blood sample again. He now reran the test, and the test brought out AS. So he now knew the mistake was from him, that is from his lab there, rather. So
Does that mean the lab read different this thing, or you and the former staff compromise?
yeah, the lab, because he
How?
confirmed that it was from his staff that made that mistake. So after then, we both knew we were both AS before he came for my introduction in Lagos. And we both knew we were AS before he took me to registry, that's in Abuja, before we went for our court wedding, I was heavily pregnant for my daughter.
Who is this?
Private records.
Go ahead.
So we both knew before we went for our court marriage. That's our registry in Abuja. So after then, the problem has been, it has been lingering, just giving problem. The mother will come, she will give me attitude, she will come, she will complain, she will come, she will just, just giving attitudes and all that. I was bearing. They frustrated me. At times they will insult me, at times my husband will beat me in front of his parents. He will be beating me and they won't say anything. So the brutalization was too much. Though I didn't still leave, there was a time my mom had to come and try to settle the whole issue, and thinking the issue that settled, we didn't know they didn't settle the issue. So after when my mom has traveled back to Lagos, then the mother now came back again. That's the both of them traveled. My mom traveled back to Lagos, then the mom and the dad traveled back to Benin. So she now came back. That was the final one that they chased me out of my home. They have to locate back to Lagos. So since then, they've not been taking responsibility of my children. And now I find out that he has remarried without even divorcing me. He didn't contact me, he didn't divorce me. So I heard he has married. I even saw everything on Facebook, his picture, his new bride, everything. And during that period, I told him there was one school around that I want to change my children's school. He now said he doesn't have money, that he has just 80,000 naira, that I should go and beg them in the new school.
Tell him to come.
That I should go to the new school and beg them. And I went to that school truly. I went to make an inquiry and I begged them. So they didn't allow. They said, no, we are new students, that they don't do that we never used the term, so they don't do that. They will have to pay in full. And without even knowing that, then he's planning for his marriage, he has done his trad and all that, and he's telling me he doesn't have money. So, and I don't want my kids to sit at home. I have to take them to government school because that's what I could afford at that time. I don't want them to sit at home. So,
Is he on now?
Before
or he dropped?
A friend now introduced this place to me, that I should come to this place, and the lady complained that only me cannot carry this burden alone. That is too much. Even the house I'm living in Ifako, they've sold the house, so they give us till this December. So I don't even know what to do. I'm been carrying this burden alone. I went to bank today to print out the statement because the first human right I went to on the island, they lied to them that he has been taking responsibility. He used to send money and all that. So I went there to print the statement so that everybody can see. He has not been performing his responsibility. It was when I came here to report. He now sent 10,000 naira, 30,000 naira this morning to the kids that for Christmas. I'm the only one carrying everything. And
when did you come to Lagos? When did you relocate the kids?
It's getting to 3 years now.
So since 3 years, you have not sent anything.
Once in a while, even the last voice note he sent to me, he said he has been to Lagos for more than 5 times. That was last month. I came to Lagos more than 5 times. Like, purpose he didn't come. That he will send when he has. That nobody can force him. That was his voice note. And it's not possible. You can't carry the burden alone.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. What is that his name?
Christian Osagiedi.
Hello, Mr. Christian. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, I'm Mrs. Solution. I'm calling you from the Human Rights Office.
Okay.
Yeah, I was told you are already informed about this complaint laid with this office by one Mrs. Ajoke Osagiedi.
Yes. From who?
Mrs. Ajoke Osagiedi.
Okay.
Yeah, she complained against you that you both of you were married legally, both traditionally and court.
Traditionally.
Introduction and court.
Yes. You said what? Hold on.
Introduction and court.
What is introduction?
Like we did introduction like this.
But you did court wedding.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
went okay.
I just trying to correct that.
Okay, but you wed you both of you wedded in court, right?
Yes. When you
Okay,
say tradition, I was trying to correct that when you said traditionally.
okay, no problem. Introduction goes, but in court, you guys are legally married, and
Okay.
according to her, the marriage produced how many kids? Two kids, and then both of you also knew from onset that you were both AS when you were in courtship. But later on, your family objected, and they threw
I didn't know
her.
I was. Let me quickly, as you are talking, I need to be correcting some things,
Go
please.
ahead, please.
Um, okay, the first one was corrected. We were not traditionally married. We were just only married in the courts.
Good.
The number two correction again is um, when I got to know that she was AS, she was already pregnant. It's not that we're in a relationship. She
The
was
first
already
child or the
pregnant.
second child?
She was already pregnant for the first pregnancy.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm listening to you. I'm just only correcting your. As you are talking, the ones I need to correct, I quickly correct. So it's you that is talking.
Okay, if you got to know from the first child, or maybe when she was pregnant of the first child, that both of you were AS, I wonder how you people still have another child out of AS. Anyway, from her statement, she said
She will be able
your
to
mom.
explain to you better.
Sorry,
She will be able to explain to
she
you
have
better.
explained. I'm only giving you a summary because when she was giving her statement, I called you. You were not picking. She have already given her statement. I'm giving summary of what she
The
said.
reason why I said she will be able to explain, it is because of your statement. That is why I said so.
Okay,
You know
can
when
you
I said,
explain? You explain from your own side. Tell us
no,
exactly what happened. According to her, you abandoned the kids. Secondly, you are still legally married to her in court, but you've gone ahead to wed another person.
I don't understand. I don't understand. What? I want to know the reason why this call is. Let me get to know the reason first before I react. So
Before you,
why is the call?
hello,
I'm listening.
you said what?
I want to know the reason for the call. I want to know the reason.
Were you sent message prior to this time?
I got your message.
But I thought I just explained to you that there is a complaint against you in our office for children
Okay.
abandonment.
Okay, that's number one.
Number two, that you are also legally married to her in court. You've not
Number
divorced her, and you still went ahead to marry and wed another
is
person.
that the complaint? Is that her business? Is that do I have any consign or is that what is? I don't understand. Is that her business? Is
Hello.
she reporting to the welfare because of the children or reporting to the welfare because of my own personal life? I want
Okay.
to understand.
She reported one polygamy. Secondly, then the issue of the children abandonment. Because if you wed someone in
I think
court,
that is better. Let's talk about the children because I know welfare is all about children and it's not about my own personal life and our own personal life. That does not concern anybody.
you are getting it all wrong, and I believe you sound like a learned person.
Of course, I'm a learned person.
If you're a learned person, then you behave as one.
Of course, I'm listening to you.
No, because if you are
That's why I
talking
said
and
I want to
excuse
know
me,
the reason for the
excuse
call.
me,
You
excuse
talk
me,
about children, so let's take the children now.
excuse me,
Let's talk
you don't
about
need
children.
listen to me, you don't need to be rude, because you
I'm
don't
not
even know whom
rude.
you are talking to. You can't be yelling from there. Why are you shouting from there?
I'm not shouting.
You are
You were
shouting,
not
sir.
hearing me. You were not hearing me, and that's why
I never
this is
complained that
what
I'm not
when
hearing you. I never complained
okay,
I'm not hearing
okay.
you.
Madam, I am listening to you. When you finish talking, let me know.
I believe you've heard what I said. The two
I'm
things she
listening to you.
complained, one is polygamy, that you wedded her in court, you've not divorced her, and you went ahead to marry another woman.
How is it sure
Listen,
like that? Why? I don't want to talk about it. Okay, I'm listening.
Mr. What is your name? Mr. Christian. After we drop off from here, I will advise you contact your lawyer, because it's not about what you are saying. It's not about your life or her life. Yes, it is your life if you choose to settle. Listen.
In my mind. Let me ask that question gently. Will you force me to do what is not in my mind?
Will you force you to do what?
To do what is not in my mind.
Can you listen to me, Mr. Christian?
You said you want me to talk now.
Hold on. No, if I want you to talk, then you allow me to finish. Then I will allow you to give your statement. You respond to allegation. And one, you curtail the words and be mindful of your statements. Don't yell from there. Don't shout. Don't be rude. Just organize your words. Respond to her complaint because we'll stand for everybody. In as much as you are not here, we only do the needful. Madam, let me ask you, you will speak while he listened to what you said. You said he abandoned the kids for 3 years. Yes or no? You have to be you speak loud.
For almost 3 years now. He has not been.
You said what?
For almost 3 years now.
Money to this woman. So except she's claiming that she's not.
I have my bank statement.
You've been sending money to her.
How much?
Yeah.
How much monthly, sir?
The way I have my money, that is how I send. Nobody's working my money for me. The way I have, that is how I send. I cannot go and steal.
Are the children going to school?
You said?
Are the children schooling?
The children are schooling. Yes.
Sponsored by you?
Sponsored by me. Yes.
How much is this are the kids' school fees for one of them?
The children's school fees that she went and withdrew the student from the school without my permission and paid 152,000 every term and offer of modern estate. She withdrew those children from the school and went to put them in a public school. And that was never my instruction. So let's get the whole picture clear.
You sent the money via an account or you paid directly to the school, sir?
I paid directly to the school. And all the money on that school I have paid. I am not owing that school.
Till date?
But let her ask, probably she needs to tell you why she withdrew those children from that school.
Okay, hold on. If you are talking, if you want to make a point, you will also talk in a quiet tone. Madam,
Yes, ma'am.
are the kids still schooling?
They are schooling, but presently they are in government school.
Government school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when the kids are schooling at Tomoli
Before, yes, formerly.
Was he paying the school fees?
He was paying, but he used to owe.
He
used to hold them money. So the last time the money.
How much was the money? How much was the school fees?
Formerly it was 25,000 per kids. So they now increase the money to at least 32,000 per kids. So he used to hold money. At times they will even send them back home.
But eventually he will pay.
No, at times he will hold money for a whole term. That
You cannot channel children feeding to children's school fees. You will return them to private school. Otherwise, take responsibility of your children. Their father cannot be paid for private school. Then because you want the children to eat, you withdrew them from public school and you're not the one paying. You just say they delayed in paying. Hence, the school authority know his number and they know him to be the father of the kids. Allow both of them to sort it out themselves.
What time they send the kids back home?
It's not your kids are not the only first kids that they send back from school. And if they eventually pay the call or he called them and they ask the kids to go back to school, your kids are not the first kids they have ever sent from school, both private and public. So that is not a reason for you to withdraw them from school. If you want him to be responsible for that school, enroll them back to private school.
No problem, ma'am. But now the current situation now, the house where I live, they've
Speak
sold
up
it.
so that they can hear
Where we formerly live, knows this place. They've sold the house, so I've packed my things. Few of my things are still there. So there's a place I'm managing. So he needs to assist me in getting
What kind of apartment are you staying?
It was a room.
Uh-huh.
So I need to rent another apartment. You know how houses are in
Has it
Lagos
been
now.
supporting
No.
Mr. What is Mr. Christian?
Yeah, we can understand, yes.
Yeah, please. How old are the kids?
5 years and 4 years.
Okay, please. In as much as the kids still remain in her custody, you will still have, it is your responsibility to also support. That is what they call welfare. Welfare of kids, like maybe their shelter, their what is it called, feeding support. Feeding support is not a full responsibility on you if their mother is also working. And it will be irresponsible of any woman now in this present life to fold your hand and sit at home as a full-time housewife, whereas you are still strong enough to have yourself engaged with one thing or the other to do to support the family or even yourself. So these days, I don't think, even if you are a billionaire, if they give you money to go to shop for some things, you should learn how to save some little things on how to support people at home or any other thing, not to fold your hand and expect the man to run the whole expenses because both of you have kids together. So how much is the house rent?
The apartment last one that the agent took me to, they said 380, 400.
Hold on, please. Hold on, my dear. Hold on.
They said 380, 400. That's the total package.
How can you go for a room of 380, 400?
No, it's not a room.
Yeah. Why
I'm
should you be going for a flat?
No, I'm not going for flat. I'm trying to get a self-com because of my children.
A self-com, they have self-com of 100 and something
No, I
thousand
did
naira.
the
So why
full
must you be
package. The
What?
total package.
That
No
is what I'm saying now.
This one, that one, like they just said the total package. That's at Ogba. Counting the 3 places I made inquiry, counting Abuja and Afis. Those 3 places.
and it must be that side.
Yes.
You must live in that side.
No, it's not a must. If I can get in Ikeja, yeah, I don't mind.
Ikeja, don't you know what they call Ikeja? Is Ikeja what is it called? Ijushaga? Is it in Ogun State?
That's Ogun State. Shaga is Ogun State.
I'm asking you, is Ikeja? Ikeja is not center of Lagos.
Yes.
And you said if you can get in Ikeja. So you think you can get an apartment cheaper in Ikeja than Aguda Sulere?
No, it's not really. Aguda Ogba.
Aguda Ogba. Well, this office, just like we always say it, we stand for both parties. And we must sound reasonable for both parties. Come what may. Even if the man have gone to marry, which is against the law, he was supposed to be properly divorced before he go in for another wife. It's not mandatory, it's not compulsory that both of you must live together. If you're on your own, you choose to quit the marriage, nobody will hold you responsible for that. It is your choice because you are both adults. But things have to be done in a proper way. Then if you are living with, you have moved out of the marriage for whatever reason and it has moved on, the welfare of the kids, if you are demanding for the welfare of the kids, you must be reasonable. You cannot ask somebody who is not a billionaire or a millionaire or have his own responsibility to cater. And even if both of you are living together, he still have the right to tell you, me, my wife, the two kids, we can live in one room. It's not about, apart from the kids or whatever, every other kids, the same your kids, other people also have the same kids. We have people that live in face me and face you, we have people that live in self-com, we have people that live in flat, we have people that live in duplex. And I believe he cannot be that insensitive or wicked to say his blood, because we're not talking about two, we're talking about his kids, which are his, to say the children should be sharing public toilets if he can afford to give a self-con for the kids. But a situation that you know he cannot afford it and you want to compare him for your own selfish interest, then I don't think such is going to be visible. So both parties have to be reasonable in your demand. Yes, he's paying for the children's school fees. Look for reasonable school that you know he can afford, because he never deny paying the kids school fees. He has been doing that before you withdrew them from school. Then if you want to ask for, if there is other additional support, be polite. It could be text. It's not going to be a mandatory thing as in the yardstick that you have to do it because I have kids for you. Kids are for the two couples. And nobody know whom the kids will eventually love when they grow up. So both parties need to play their game properly while the kids are still growing. Then the amount of the house you are looking for, I've not heard from him, but I believe he's still on the high side. Because a situation where he doesn't have to support, you should be able to know, okay, I afford it, but I'm waiting for him to support as he usually do because of the kids. So if you are looking for a room self-com, and it's not that you are working here in Ikeja and you feel there will be no transfer, or you feel this office close and you must work close to where you are, then you are asking for something else. But if you want to work on something moderately, then you look for an affordable place that it will be fair for both parties to contribute, just for the proper upbringing of the kids. So please, Mr. Christian,
Yes, madam.
she will
So
go.
can I say something? Sorry to cut you short. I've been listening to everything you've been saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you. First of all, I will say thank you for trashing out the education of the children amicably, and we appreciate you for that. Then now going forward, concerning this accommodation of a thing,
Yeah.
I don't think it's my responsibility to look for a house for Ajoke. That's not my responsibility. She decided to go with the kids, and I believe she has a place. You understand? And secondly, again, those children are my kids. My responsibility is to make sure they are well fed and provide their basic needs. It is not for me to house Ajoke. It is not that I cannot pay house rent for it. It's not that I can never do that. I will not. I will not. Ajoke has parents. Ajoke has parents in Lagos. Ajoke has relations, uncles and aunties all around Lagos. If Ajoke is looking for accommodation, she should go and sort herself out with her family members. And moreover, again, to cut this whole long story short, when Ajoke was in Benin, I actually set up a very lucrative business for Ajoke, worth over 3.5 million, close to 4 million naira business, which is I don't know how to say, a very powerful hairdressing salon with the state-of-the-art facilities in the hairdressing salon in a very recognized area in Benin City. There's nothing you will ask of in that salon that you will not get. There's no, when I mean nothing, go to a model hairdressing salon. Every facilities I bought them. That is why I can boldly say the cost of me opening that salon is worth 4 million naira or 4 point something million. Those big generators that they use in pumping borehole, I bought that generator for that salon. 390,000. Is it air condition? Is it dryer?
So what happened
Is
to
it
it?
sensors? She took everything to Lagos because I heard when you were saying the responsibility of a man and woman for the children is for both man and a woman. That these days a woman cannot just sit down at home doing nothing. I heard that. That is why I brought up this issue. Ajoke took forcefully, let me use this word, Ajoke forcefully with policemen took everything from Benin to Lagos. So I did not struggle with her. People were saying, leave it for her. You did not leave it for her because of her. It is because of your children that she's carrying. She came with policemen. Ask her, maybe she didn't tell you this. Forcefully, my own property, I bought them with my money, not Ajoke's money, my own hard-earned money, 4 million. I set her up. I set her up in Benin. When she was going, she took everything along with her. Everything in that salon. I didn't bother. I said, well, my children is with you. So whatever you are going along with, I will leave them with you because of my children. Now, she's in Lagos. Is she not supposed to use her head to open up that salon anyhow you want to go about it? That every minute, this woman will be telling me, I'm not sending money. I said, does she know my pocket? I will be the one. Before I heard again, I overheard now that she said the house she was staying, they've sold it. And this is my first time of hearing this. This is my first time that I just overheard it. I was shocked. Because I wanted to say, what of the house that she was staying in Ibadan at Penn Cinema? That was the next question I wanted to ask. Not until I just heard it now that they say they sold the house and they demolished the house and whatever. But I didn't even know. So that's to tell you that my children have been staying with her grandmother, her great grandmother, all this while. And I didn't even know, not knowing that the children are not even with her. So automatically the children are not even with their mother. The children are with the grandmother because I know that Ajoke has a grandmother in Oba that she grew up with. So automatically my two children are with their great grandmother. They are not even with Ajoke again. And Ajoke's mother and father is in that Lagos. So is this a very good environment for my children to grow? Now, secondly, she took all those properties. She took it. I don't know where those properties are. I'm surprised that she says she doesn't have a job. Thirdly again, this is not the first time Ajoke has reported me to welfare. When Ajoke was in Benin, she reported me to the welfare in Benin City. I was there because I was still in Benin. They called me, they sent a letter to me that my attention is needed in the welfare in Benin City. I came there, I met Ajoke there. We started deliberating this case. This thing I'm telling you was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. We deliberated this case. When we deliberated this case, the lady in charge, just like how you are in charge now, told Ajoke that since you cannot, and it is not all about you carrying these children to Lagos, you don't even have the required environment to grow these children, even if the father is sending money and doing that. The required environment for these children to grow up as a good child with morals is not even there. So the welfare people now suggest that why not the children be in my own custody when she comes to visit? Now, let me go to the fourth one. She did not agree. That was how she abandoned that case in welfare, and I did talk. That case was now abandoned because the welfare was not in support of her again. The welfare was now like trying to see the best way it can be done. Do you know what this woman said? After, let me go back again. This woman now concluded by telling this welfare company that I have a Toyota Corona 2012 model that I bought for her and the children, that I should release that car to her so that they can be using that car, or probably using the car to do Uber in Lagos, or using the car to still run around in Lagos so that they can take care of it. I say I should release my car to you because what? I don't understand. And I was so here, I give God the glory that I stylishly collected that vehicle from her. If not, that was how she would have, maybe by now she would have sold that car, just like how she has sold all the properties in that shop. Because if you ask her now, she cannot tell you that those properties are still available. She has sold everything and she has earned the money. And now you are calling back to me, the father, to keep sending money to you every minute and every second. I will want the one I have, I will give. Like today, 30,000 naira was sent to them for Christmas. Today. Last month, 20,000 naira was sent to them to celebrate their birthday. Now where my power is now with me. I cannot do beyond my power. At least I am sending something, no matter how small it is. No matter, at least we all know the condition of Nigeria today. Everybody are just trying to hold themselves. So even if I send 1 naira or 2 naira, at least the interest is there. I did not abandon those children. So if she has come to tell you that I have abandoned those children, she's telling lies. Because last month, November, talking about November, last month, I sent money for their birthday. And before this money for their birthday, I've been sending the way and manner I have. If I see 10,000, I send. If I see even 2,000 naira, I send. If I see 30,000, I send. If I see 100,000, just the way and manner I have, I send. And I don't even send monthly. Anytime I like, I send. Sometimes I can even send 3 times in a month.
And you have all the records.
Even if I don't have the record, it's very, very simple. Thank God we're in a digitalized environment now. Tell her to go to her bank and print her 7-month statement. It's very, even if both of us don't have the record.
Okay.
First Bank have the record. I've never one day paid this money to anybody's account. It is her own account. First Bank can print out her statement. If she demands for her statement, First Bank will print it out. And we will now know if clearly I have abandoned those children or not. She said 3 years, 2 years plus. Let them print a statement of 2 years. And let us start taking money transfers from Christian Osagiedi, or even my, not only me, even my mother in Abuja. Sometimes people transfer money to her. Sometimes I will transfer. My mother in Abuja will transfer. I will transfer. My mother in Abuja will transfer. It is not only me that is speaking to a good children that she's now saying that I have abandoned. I'm even telling you, of even today, I sent 30,000 naira to her account. Today, I'm not even talking about yesterday. Today, like this, I didn't even know. So it's so painful that she will come to tell you this. When Fair in Benin said, because of the environment, these children, it will not be too good if it's like that. Let this man be in custody of these children. One day will come and visit. She did not agree. That was how she left. And I didn't say anything. I kept quiet. I said, no problem. After
Okay. One moment. Let me ask her because we have other case to attend to.
Let me just round up this last one so that you can ask her. Let me just round up this last one so that you can ask her. So that was how she left for Lagos. In that same Lagos, I said, small. Now, the one that will pains me more, now these children are now in the grandmother's house. What is the children? I'm surprised. What is the children doing in the grandmother's house? Great-grandmother, not even, those children are not even the grandmother. Mama is not even the grandmother of my children. Mama is the great-grandmother of my children. Not that I'm not alive. Not that my own parents are not alive. Not that Ajoke's father is not alive. Not that Ajoke's mother is not alive. My children are now growing in great-grandmother's house. Is it nice?
Where are the kids?
They're with me.
Even me now, as I'm talking to you now, ma, in one part of it, I have come to Lagos. I have come to Lagos to celebrate their birthday, not this year, last year. I came to Lagos to celebrate, not this last birthday. Last year birthday, I was in Lagos. I celebrated their birthday with them. Bought a lot of things for them, took them out, bought food. They were all happy to see me. When I was going back, look at the cry. My children were crying. Daddy, we want to follow you. Daddy, what? So I cried all the way from Lagos to Benin. I was shedding tears. And I told myself that this year, I one day say, okay, go and greet your father. But instead, she keep calling me to say, it's like 3 years since 2019 and 2019.
Okay, have you requested for that and she denied? She objects?
One time, I've told this woman.
Let me talk now. Hello, Christian. You came just once, and that once was even by force. You cannot just tell me. I told you to make. Excuse me. When you were talking, I did not obstruct you.
You are the one interrupting.
Okay. And because you didn't allow me.
No, you are the one interrupting because I asked him to talk. I should be the one to tell you to
Sorry,
talk.
man.
It's not you I'm talking to.
Sorry.
I'm laying my own complaint to madam.
Sorry.
So let madam put it up, please. I can't talk to you. So let madam take it up because I believe madam is for justice. And I also believe madam is for the truth, not to defend anybody here. I'm not saying madam should defend me. Neither am I telling madam to defend you, Ajoke. Let madam see the truth and let the truth prevail. That is all I stand for. That's justice. I believe welfare is for the truth and not to be supporting either me or you, Ajoke. Welfare is for the truth and for the welfare of those children.
You said you demanded for the kids to visit your holiday and she declined or she objected?
Wrongly refused. Not once, not twice, not 5 times, not 10 times. Ask her.
Okay, thank you. First, you had what he said. He
Yes.
said he opened a salon at Benin. Is that true?
It's true, man.
Okay, when you were coming to Lagos, did you ever pay the place?
When I was coming to Lagos, I didn't carry anything. But after a month, when I got to Lagos, thinking they will settle our issues, because at the time,
No, did you go to pack those things?
that was later. That was later.
I
Yes,
want to hear.
it's
yes
not
or
everything.
no.
They've already. He went to tell the landlord of the shop that we are no more together. So
Then
the
you
man
took
keep calling
things
me.
from the salon.
What I saw was just furnitures, some things that would. Boys broke into that place and broke. It was the frame outside, like this was slide down, that I used to do protector outside. I was able to dismantle and all that. They've carried most of those things. They break the shop.
Hold on, Mr.
He's
Christian.
aware. He and the landlord, they are aware. They broke my
Mr.
shop. They
Christian.
broke into the shop and
No,
broke the
don't
door down.
turn my this into.
Okay,
Mr. Christian.
Let me talk.
I don't need it.
Let me talk.
Mr. Christian.
I don't need it.
Mr. Christian.
So don't lie.
Mr. Christian.
Don't lie. I was here after anyone was here when you were using
Can I
Dynam
talk?
back to pack everything.
Can I talk?
Don't lie. I
Mr.
don't need it.
Mr. Christian, please give me audience, please.
They broke into the shop.
No, the question I asked,
Yes,
did you
ma'am.
pack it? Do you take a pin from that
Yes,
place?
yes, that was it.
It's alright, full stop.
Yes, ma'am.
Third one, where are the kids now in Lagos?
They are with me.
Where? I know they are
Ogba.
with
They are
you.
here in Ogba.
With who?
My grandma, we stay together. And Christian is aware. Even the mom. Everybody knows. You are aware.
Hold on.
I'm ashamed.
That's it. You.
Mr. Christian.
Should I go and leave it? It's my
Mr.
family
Christian,
now. She raised
you
me.
You are upsetting me by this interruption. I don't like that. When
I'm
you
very
were
sorry, madam.
you were talking, she kept quiet. Not that she cannot interrupt.
I'm very sorry, madam. I'm truly very sorry. Just that the thing is paining me.
You know, we are using we're not calling from MTN service center. We're calling from our office, and this is line. And you are interrupting. The more you are interrupting, you are wasting our credit here.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The question I asked, the kids that with your grandma.
Yes, they're with me. We all stay together. With my
Okay,
grandma. I stay with
if
my
you have
grandma.
been staying with your grandma,
Yes, ma'am.
so why are you looking for an apartment of 400 and something?
Okay,
thousand?
what happened? My cousins, they are in school. They used to stay
How
there.
long have they been staying with your grandma?
Immediately they sold the house and they asked
When
us to
and say how long?
that was like 4 months ago.
4 months ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you inform him?
He's aware. I told him.
That
He
they are-
knows.
they are
Even the
friends?
mom knows.
You did not tell me.
Even my uncle knows that I'm in Ogba.
Who was paying?
I was the one paying my rent. I paid my rent since then till now. I was the one paying. Please don't
Mr.
interrupt.
Christian,
Let me
hold
talk so
on,
that everybody can
hold on.
listen. Please.
How much were you paying in the place that they demolished? That
That
they sold
was
out?
that was 5,000 per month.
5,000 per month.
Yeah.
So a year is how much?
A year is 50,000 aside
So
from
why
other
are you
charges.
looking? Hold on, madam.
Okay, ma'am.
Why are you not looking for? You said you are not working.
No, presently I'm doing something.
You are doing something.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you are doing something. Have you earned so much that you want to go into an apartment of the total package has to be 400 and something thousand?
1 minute remaining.
Mr. Christian, please, you call us back. You heard I said you have 1 minute remaining on the phone.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
What happened now? The job I'm doing currently now, I've been gathering up the money. I've been gathering up money. And furnishing house. The house we were staying is pit toilet, man. I'm not too cool. I need
You have
good
stayed there
environment
for
for
4 months, madam. Please keep this to yourself. I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
like this kind of. The house you are staying is pit toilet. Did you just know that it's pit toilet? You grew up in the same pit toilet because you were staying there with your grandmom,
No,
according
it's not my
to
grandma's house.
this thing.
He's talking about the house I was living in the Barry, not my grandma's house.
Eh?
He's talking about the house I
Yeah.
rented, the rented apartment, not my
Was
grandma's
it a
place.
pit toilet?
Yes, ma'am.
You stayed there.
I know I'm explaining to you
And
why
where
it's
you
cheaper.
stayed now, is it pit toilet?
No, it's not pit
Okay, when the kids are staying with a pit toilet, did anything happen to them?
At times it
Were they
feels-
not using the pit toilet?
No, I don't take them to the pit toilet.
What
I
are
take them
they?
at the back. And they have their potty.
Okay. So if you are looking for what is it called? For a self-contained, you either one, you go and look for a comfortable place, or you go and save money first. And keep telling some of you, if you want to take kids, take custody of children, because some men these days cannot be.
I did it. They forcefully threw me out. So I wanted to
Hello.
correct that.
hello, ma.
I wanted to correct that.
Excuse me.
WhatsApp. I think WhatsApp call will be
No.
better.
Okay, this is a land phone.
Oh, this is a land phone.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's an office land phone. Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I was
Because
forcefully
I don't
moved
really have
out.
that
I
much
never,
cash.
even
I
with the
just
brutalization, it beats me, injure
Let
me.
me quickly tell you this again, so that you have all these masses. Even the little money I used to send to Ajoke will never one day say, oh, great, oh, precious, so your daddy sent 5,000. Your daddy sent 50
No,
naira.
they are too kids. They are too young to be saying all those kind of. You don't drag children of such age to that kind of discussion, Oga.
Okay, let me tell you what she did.
Let's please.
We talked about marriage, Abby. We talked about
Can you
marriage.
allow me to?
My children, I spoke to my children. My children told me that, Daddy, you went to get married. I was shocked. Oh yeah, how we going to say talk about that?
They saw the
Nobody
video
talked about marriage.
on my
I called
phone.
my children to prepare. I was shocked to hear that not even my son, my
Ma,
own daughter, that
you
is
should
3
allow
years
us
old, 4
treat
years.
reasonable issue. He has made a lot of complaints. Where do I start from?
Okay, let's Mr. Christian, let's face, at least let's iron the most important thing out. Hold on, sir. Hold on, please. If the issue of this polygamy, if she want to really act on that, she'll have to go to court. The issue of you getting married while the court marriage between you and her still stand, she have to approach that via court. Then the issue of this one we are discussing here now, we just brought that in because it shouldn't be. But this very one, this issue of the kids, please let her contact, let her go to get look for a reasonable apartment or where the kids are now, so that they can look for a reasonable private school, contact you, then you go on with the school fees of the kids.
I mean, to cut you short, sorry, I'm sorry to cut you short, and I don't intend to disrespect you because I don't know you before. And I want to say a very big thank you for even giving us this opportunity to air out our view. But ma, to be candid with you, ma, for me, if you really want to know what is in my mind, I will not allow my children to grow in an environment I don't understand. If those children are truly my kid, I am the father here. I should be able to determine the environment and where my children should grow.
Okay, that is the reason. Let me explain something to you.
I get your point.
Okay, the determination.
You should not get the accommodation, right?
Yes.
I understand. Now,
Secondly, hold on, because I have other cases I want to attend to. Please, you hold on so that I can round up this. One, the kids, you have right to demand for your kids visiting you during holiday. This is the reason why we always tell people, if you have kids, before you move out of the relationship, things should be discussed and the modality must be discussed in a proper way, so as not to drag the kids into some dirty issues between the couples, you understand. Now, the kids are staying with the grandmom because of finance and all that. Then you want to take custody of the kids, which is not going to be easy like that because she's the mother of the kids and you have remarried. And she cannot watch her kids growing up with another woman while she's still alive. Third, she cannot also be with the kids and started living a wayward life that will not, that I mean, living a life at the detriment of the children and bringing up children in a wayward way. So this, if she take custody of the kids, she's still going to be under watch. What kind of life are you living? Are the kids eating at the normal time? Are they going to school at the normal time? Are they having their sister at the normal time? Are you really helping them in their homework? Are you really putting the kids and all that? So all these things are things that we check here. We don't just handle cases and all that, blah, 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 bring kids for man or bring kids for women. We also have to consider the lifestyle of the man or the woman. Hence, the two couples are not living together. Whoever that is taking custody of the children should be checkmate. Do you understand me? So the issue of her talking about whatever, however, even if you are in court, they will still have to tell you, though you guys are not married, but the age of the kids, before you take custody of the kids, wherever they are staying, you still have to be responsible. You get me? You still have to support, like the shelter. I'm coming. Like the shelter is for the benefit of your kids. You understand? Nobody will compare you. We cannot compare you that you should take full. No, hold on now. Hold on first. Hold on first. I never said you should go and send her 400,000. I've asked her, go and look for a room that is reasonable. You bring your own money. Let him support. You cannot ask him to take responsibility of that. If a woman is divorced, if you're a working class lady and you want to live on your own, you can maybe leave your parents' house and rent an apartment and live on your own. If a man is also wealthy or you are well-to-do and you feel, we have settled so many cases and the man will say, no, I don't want my kids to be with their mother. I'm ready to rent an apartment for her. Let her stay here with my kids. You get me? And you can't be living life or bringing men to house when you know you are a single mother and kids are not supposed to be exposed to that kind of lifestyle and all that and all that. So in a situation like that, you don't consider what she's doing. I mean, as in maybe her own attitude towards you, but for this welfare support of your kids. If you are renting an apartment that is 100,000, I'm going to support you with 30,000 or 40,000. You rent the place, I'm only supporting. It's not a liability, it's not responsibility. I am picking. My responsibility is to take care of my kids, school, and support their feeding and all that. If you have clothes, you know the size of your kids. If they come on holiday, buy them clothes. If you want to send them clothes, buy clothes and you send to them. If you really think you don't want to send money for clothing and all that. If you think maybe you are coming to Lagos, you want to buy a bag of rice and give, or if there's anybody you want to say, okay, take 1 carton of Indomie, go and give my kids. You want to do it that way, you can still do. You must not monetize everything. But if you don't want the stress, you want to monetize it, you do it. Because these kids are growing for you and for every other person. So I would not want us to dwell much on the issue. You have moved on with your life, and I believe she should learn to move on as well. But the kids, none of you should please. Whatever you are doing, consider the kids. Consider the upbringing of the kids so that the kids will not be dragged to the mess.
Thank you so much, ma. God bless you so much. I appreciate you. Fine. For this you said, I don't have the money to support for anything accommodation. If one is in that situation, what will I do? I don't have that money. I don't have that money at all. I'm not even, I don't even have a job. She is aware. I don't have. So, right now, it is accommodation that is the problem. We can turn this thing around. Let me be with the custody of these children. What you can only come and visit. The children will not
Okay, hold on. So visit, hold on, sir. Okay, this visit of 18. Mr. Christian, hold on first. Hold on first. If she's coming to visit that if she come to that house, she will stay in the apartment that you're staying with your new wife now, or she's going to stay in your
My
hotel?
parents, that's why I say you should listen. You really hear me well. My
Okay.
parents have a very big house in Abuja, which she's out there. My parents, my father and my mother, they have a very big, gigantic house in Abuja that most of the rooms are empty. Most of the rooms are empty, so if accommodation is the problem, because
Mother that does
it
not
will also
like
help her and help God and help me. Instead of looking for money to go and start renting a house, let the children go to Abuja and be staying with my parents. Go to school in Abuja. She can always go to Abuja and greet these children.
Okay, but your parents said it's your parents that throw her out of the place. They still take her children. How will they allow her access to the kids?
Christian, is it not you and your mom that chased me out of the home? That you are dragging. This has been your plan. You want to take my kids, and I said I cannot release my kids.
It's okay.
You did not allow me to talk. Like, you be saying everything now. That has been their plan since, and I cannot drop my kids with
You
them.
understand? Madam, I will send my mother's number to you. I don't even need to talk. So
Kids are still small.
let my
Cannot.
mother speak to you.
Okay, as it is now, you know the kids are for you. But the kids, hold on.
My mother, she has already informed my mother that because I heard when you said, is it?
The time I was supposed to use to talk to you want to interrupt because both of you want to exchange words as if you are in your family house.
Sorry, no.
I can't do otherwise.
You
We
didn't
don't
allow me
even
to
have
talk.
credit or anymore on this phone. We have talked for hours on the same
Can I
line.
bring my phone?
Bring your phone and he will pick your call. One, if you train the kids till they grow up, they will go back to their father. That I hope you know.
Yes.
If you train them, no matter how long you hold them, they will still ask after their father. So that you should have at the back of your mind. Hello. Yes.
As okay, my mother called her. My mother who called her this weekend, 3 days ago.
It was after when I came to you.
My mother is sending her money and say my mother that pursued her. Why is this woman a snake? This is very wrong.
So how did she leave the house?
Against her own woman. If you continue to tell lies against her own woman, the woman, you will not prosper because that woman can give birth to you. You will not prosper in life. Let me just tell you, okay? That you continue to tell lies against my mother, you will not prosper.
How did she leave the house? Mr. Christian, how did she leave the house? You said it's your mother and you that throw her things out of the house. Yeah.
Madam, I don't want to swear because I'm a Christian. Why would I do such a thing to my 2 years, my children, to throw her out after what time of the day, in the middle of the night, and I disturb my mother that heartless to throw her in the middle of the
So
night?
what happened? That is the reason why I want to hear this. What happened? How did she leave the marriage?
Fine, I want to tell you what happened. I went to school because then I was doing my master's program.
Yeah.
I went to school. I came back very late at night. When I was coming, I got my mother from the airport. My mother came from Abuja that day to come and do something in Benin with her people because I stay in Benin and most times my mother comes to my house to come and do things for her family. You understand? She didn't come because of us. She came for their own family issue in Benin to solve. So she just came to my house. So when she came to the house, me and Ajoke had a little misunderstanding. We had a little misunderstanding. I went and I met Ajoke. Ajoke, where is so and so thing? Ajoke started getting rude with me. Ajoke started talking because I did not sleep in the house. I was in school writing my exam. So Ajoke felt I was now following different women. So when I came back to the house, when I saw that I was not good, I started asking her, what is this? What is this? Why is this thing not here? And why is this thing not here? Ajoke became so rude with me because she was now putting the annoyance that I went to school and stay in school and not at home. That maybe probably I'm chasing the whole girls in the whole of University of Benin, so I'm not at home. In the presence of my mother, this girl started insulting, abusing me. Then my mother now said, Ajoke, why will you be talking to your husband like this? Why will you be talking to the mother, the father of your children like this? Is this how you behave like that or that? So that was how my mother started scolding her. So in the process of scolding And so God bear me witness in heaven. God, if you are a Muslim, I call Allah. As a Christian, I call my Jesus. God bury me in heaven. And Ajoke stood up and said, I am tired. Now, are you listening?
Yeah.
I am tired of all this rubbish. I cannot take this anymore. I am tired. I cannot take this rubbish. In short, I am leaving. This was at about 10:30 to 11 in the night. Rain was falling. Under the rain. I am tired. I cannot take this anymore from these people. I am tired. I am tired. I cannot. She now back my daughter because my daughter was just 1 year old. My daughter was still sucking. Then my son was not about 1 year plus and 2 years plus. That was how she backed my daughter and carried my son on her hand. I started dragging my son. My children. I said, where are you going to? So if you are going, don't let you leave my children. Where are you taking my children to? My father was like, where are you people going to this time? It is forbidden, a great kingdom. Any woman that go out from house can never come back again. It is forbidden. This is the culture. A woman that should go out from the house can never come back again. It is forbidden. That was how my mother was singing it to Ajoke. Ajoke went inside the room, arranged her bag, arranged everything, took everything outside. So that was how she was packing her things. My mother was like, it is forbidden. Where I was traveling without continuing children. If you are saying you are tired and you are going, you will leave my children with me. I don't understand where you are tired of. That was how Ajoke packed her things to the veranda. That was the gate. My mother went and met and listened very well back. My mother went to the gate to meet Ajoke and said, Ajoke, it is forbidden. Where are you going to with all this load of children? I am leaving. I am leaving. So she now opened the gate down in the middle of the night. I'm like, okay, since you are going, let me close the gate. Because it's night. So that Amaba will not take opportunity, or bad people will not use opportunity to come and rob us. So you say you are going, no problem. That was how my mother closed the gates. Because we not pick up again. That was how Ajoke left my house. My mother now closed the gates. So because my mother closed the gates, because of Amaba and bad people, because it was late in the middle of the night, and rain was falling, Ajoke now paid precaution. So would we have left the gates open if you are going?
Anyway, as it is, that is not so fair. I just hope the person you married now understand, both of you understand each other. Because I cannot, as a woman and I'm sitting here, I can't watch my husband go, you go out in the night, you said you are writing exam, master or PhD or whatever, without telling your wife and all that. What kind of, are they writing exam in the night?
You don't understand what I'm saying.
No.
I've been writing the exam. I've been writing my examination. I cannot be coming home. I have to be in the school. After I finish my exam at about 4-5 in the evening, from in that evening, I went to the airport, wait for my mother. I brought my mother home at about 6:37. It's not bad.
Okay, not that you slept outside. Not that you slept overnight.
No, that's what you see. Let me explain to you. My exam started like on the 10th.
Yes.
And my exam is going to be finishing like on the 15th. So that on the 10th or the 15th, what am I coming to the house to do? What can I do in this environment? I'm ready. I'll be writing my exam.
Okay, the distance is much from your house.
You know?
The distance of your school is far, is much from your house.
No. I stay in that level and the University of Benin is at Osagiedi. There's a perfect distance.
Okay.
And it's
Anyway, nevertheless, let's leave the. But also, Mama did not do well. Also, your daughter-in-law that is angry or whatever, even if it's the devil, for the fact that she's the one that entered house at that moment, she would have still dragged her and talked to her as a daughter, because it's.
I was fighting everybody that nobody should talk to her and daughter. Do you know how Ajoke was down there that day? Ajoke that was fighting everybody that nobody should touch her. So she was dragging Ajoke. My mother should be dragging them. Ajoke without the one to kill her.
But you are not. You did not have the wisdom enough to control your home. You would have still pet your wife and say that, come what may, not to allow her to go. What if something happened to them and they kiss that night? Is that how to handle things?
Do you know that Ajoke has reported me to the state CID through the commissioner of police? Arrest support me and my family. Do you know what Ajoke has done to me and my family?
Before she leave that night or after she left that night?
I never could remember what happened 3 years ago.
No, you say she called the police for you. Ajoke, keep that tears. I call all those kind tears crocodile tears. Any girl that share this kind tears, I call it crocodile tears. So I don't even know why you are sharing this tears. You call any hash a lie. Say he has moved on. You don't need to share any tears. He doesn't want it. Do you need to be crying? As you are crying, is he seeing you?
He's lying.
3 years ago, I don't want to be because I remember I will become so
It's okay. Even Mr. Christian that talk like this without no full stop and no comma, you should thank God that you leave the marriage. Is it easy to this? Mr. Christian, you can talk. I will give you microphone. I think you need to go and work as a, what is it called? You have to go and become a chorister in your church.
People will know that I'm telling you. If I don't talk out, people will look at me as a bad person. If I don't speak out, people will look at me and my family as a bad people. So I need to speak out. I need to speak
Before
out.
they chase me out of the marriage, can I talk?
It's not necessary. Let's talk. Mr. Christian, please. I am hot here. I have other things to attend to. Please, please, please. They will send him what is it called? We don't have time to call him back. If you call back now that he dropped, this is not all this is talking is not really necessary. They are going to send him our resolution. One, the issue of the kids. Nobody will ask you to go. You are too young to release your children to another person to be taken care of. Hello. Yeah. Just like, please, I'm rounding up now. Give me a few seconds, please. The resolution is this: for the age of these kids, for now, they can't take custody. But if you stand on your ground that you are not going to support her on the issue of the accommodation, even if you find something reasonable, no problem. Just like I said, we can't force it on you if you said you cannot. But taking the custody of the kids because of the accommodation, it cannot be, because she's still young to release her kids. I don't know what she should be doing, what she will be doing instead of taking care of her kids. Then she leave kids. They rather stay in that grandmother's house and start up their life from there. Whenever she have the money to stay with her kids, she will go and stay with the kids if she's comfortable. If you feel you cannot support her for her to get a little comfortable place for your kids to stay, we can for no problem. There is no problem. There is no.
Mommy, sorry to cut you short. But ask Ajoke, what of the father? What of the mother? Are they not in that Lagos? So I will prefer those children being with the grandparents.
You don't know. Let me tell you one thing. Let me be brief. Let me tell you one thing. But you are taking much of my time, and I don't think I am. I can't be patient to be hearing all this thing again. You may not really understand, because some of you think if it doesn't work the same as you just move on like that, as if you are an express driving. It's easy for women like that to pick their luggages and their children back to their parents, where people have seen them that they have married and they have moved on as a married women. Such shame for any reasonable and responsible woman is not that easy. When when parents give out their daughter's hand in marriage, they were not expecting their daughter to come back home. It is painful for any reasonable and responsible parents to watch their daughter come back to them after they have married her out. Come what may. They can only accept that because of this. No, hold on, oh, please, excuse me, sir. Don't forget wherever they want to stay. You don't have the money to support, no problem. Wherever they want to stay, let them stay. Provided you are supporting in their school and their feeding, there is no problem. Ajoke, you are too young to be doing all this. Stop that. Put yourself together. If this did not work, at least you will use any mistake from this to learn lesson for further. There is no way, if Mr. Christian can move on and marry, nothing will stop you not to marry. That you have kids cannot stop you to move on with your life. You don't need to cry over nothing. Okay? Put yourself together. Don't cry. Where you are staying now, if you feel it's not comfortable, manage. You thank God you have parents now. If you are comfortable with your grandparents, stay there. Pray to God, look for a job or something doing, save money, God will support you and you have something to do in a way you and your kids can have a comfortable apartment. Do you understand me? I just want to let him understand um the whole thing based that on a ground that you both of you have kids together. But if he's not seeing reason in that aspect, let's not press further. But the school, once they settle school resume, check reasonable school and others, send the bills to him, and I believe he will comply if he has been paid, and the welfare of the kids that have to do with feeding and all that. But the issue of the school, if he said no, I mean the accommodation, if he said no, don't bother yourself and don't cry. God will provide. Do you understand me?
But
Mr.
how about me seeing my children during holidays? Means the custody of the children.
Yeah, you just told her that if the kids are with you, she can come and be visiting. You can equally come and be visiting.
No, I want them to come and visit me. I want the kids to come and visit me. That's what I said. During holidays. Because we've not really.
No problem. No problem. No problem. The kids can be coming. The kids can come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because now I will not talk about custody again. Since it has been nullified.
The kids can come, but she cannot leave the kids. She cannot abandon the kids. What is she doing that she cannot take care of her kids? That she have to go and give custody. You understand? Yeah.
No problem.
The kids can come.
But no.
Sorry?
No problem. No problem, ma'am. No problem. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God bless you, ma'am.
And you too. You don't need to cry.
Just the lies. They didn't give me time to talk.
You talked before he talked. And do you know those his talks are not really necessary? Do you know why I don't see it necessary? He has moved on. Okay? He has moved on. And there's always law of karma, but people don't know.
He has not framed me.
I said, it's not, I'm on social media and stop these dirty tears. Respect yourself and behave yourself like a woman. What are you crying for? It doesn't want you. This person that is talking under 2 minutes, he talk 1 million words. How do you stay in that marriage for more than how many? You should be thankful to your God. Is it everything that women human being regret? There are some things you don't even need to regret. Don't cry. Clean your face. You're very beautiful. Forget the kids that you have kids, you don't have kids. You're very beautiful. Just to gather up yourself and have something reasonable doing. We'll discuss all that rest off camera. You get me? So you don't need to disturb yourself. If you like, if you say your grandparents or if you like, let it be third generation that your children are staying with. If it's not comfortable, she'll come and rent apartment for you. But let you come and be visiting as well. Since you feel he will take the custody and you should be the one visiting. Now the custody is with you, let him be responsible and be taking and come and be visiting as well. Don't cry, okay? You are too beautiful to cry for this kind of issue. Don't cry as if you don't have hope. Why you have hope? When men are cheating on women, misbehaving, living dirty life up and down, any little thing you just take the opportunity, you move on for him to just bring another woman. But you don't even know who is bringing, who they met next. The person must have watched you on air. Who he married today will watch this case. Who know you have will share this case. Who know you to this man will share this case to the person, and the person will watch it. Life is just starting, and you are here wasting your energy crying for who you are not supposed to cry for. Is it by AS or by SS? All right, thank you viewers for being with us. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel on Access to Justice TV and follow us on our Facebook page on Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center. For more useful information, visit our website on www.hrdac.org.ng. Thank you. We'll be back in a moment.